Filming? Okay. Jesus, did you see? Did you read?
It's not only Governor Christie. All the people in the picture are past governors,
Well, that's nice.
including James McGreevey.
That's nice. But you know, the major problem and oh, hello, dear viewers. Breaking news.
And this is going to help Christie get elected.
Tina, go ahead. Start it off.
This is going to help Chris Christie get elected, being in a picture with Jim McGreevey. I don't think so. If I was going to come up with a campaign piece against Chris Christie, I'd definitely think of how to put McGreevey into it.
Tell them about the freeholder.
What's his name? Huda.
Yeah, but well, we just came from a freeholder meeting. We just came from a freeholder meeting. Today is Thursday, May 30th, 2013. Welcome aboard again for our bi-weekly conclave at the mill. But what we have here is the Union County directions. I received mine on May 29th. Yesterday.
Me too.
One still waiting for
well.
mine. 1 week before election. And what is interesting, what I did bring up at the freeholder meeting was, oddly enough, the freeholders that are up for election.
Ralph Froelich.
Ralph Froelich. And Lesniak's up. But
Lesniak's up. He's facing a tough primary battle.
The Union County directions, which the freeholders early this year voted to give $237,000 to the Union County Alliance, who publishes
and
this.
Senator Scutari too is up.
And Scutari's up. But anyway, so this Union County directions comes out 1 week before elections, and lo and behold, everybody who's up for election in the primary is listed in the paper. Scutari, Froelich, Lesniak, our buddy B.J. Kowalski, yes, Carter, and Kowalski are listed multiple times in the Union County directions. At the public speaking portion, I actually did tell them that they were warned about this, about publishing things right before election with the incumbents up for election.
They were warned by us.
They were warned by us? No, weren't they warned by the ELEC? I think ELEC actually said something. No? Well, anyway,
Complaint was filed.
Complaint was filed. It's illegal. But you know what? Premeditated. They don't care. They premeditated to take hundreds of thousands of taxpayer dollars out of our pockets so they can put it to the Union County Alliance to print Union County directions with the incumbents up for election a week before the primary. I basically said they are thieves. They are taking our money, putting it in their pocket for personal gain up for the primary election. Bottom line, I mean, it solidifies our thinking. They are just simple thieves. They're not leaders. They're not our saviors. They're thieves. And I'm not a happy camper here. I received Union County directions yesterday, 1 week before the election. And I recall a couple of years ago, you were warned about campaign pieces in the guise of public information. This obviously is one of them. Only because I'm saying that is because Freeholder Carter, up for election, is shown on page 3, 4, and 16. Freeholder Kowalski, up for election, shown on page 12, again on page 12, page 14, page 15. Sheriff Froelich, who's up for election, shown on page 15. This has to stop. I mean, to me, you guys, this alliance, this Union County Alliance, you funded it to the tune of $200,000 plus, whatever the number was. And to me, that's taxpayer money. That's coming out of my pocket. And it's coming out of my pocket and obviously going right into yours for self-gain and self-aggrandizement for this election coming up. This is wrong. This is actually thievery. You're taking money out of my pocket, putting it into yours for self-gain in this upcoming election. That is wrong. I mean, you know it. And in fact, you know what? The problem is you know about this. This is premeditated. To me, I can easily say that this is thievery. I mean, that opt-out last meeting I was talking about, that's thievery too, because, and I used you as an example, you're getting freehold card, that you're covered under some other public funded health, and then you're also taking another couple $1,000, putting it in your pocket. You guys should be ashamed of yourself. I can't believe you're doing this. And this is premeditated, because you know darn well this is coming out a week before the election. And this, about 5-6 years ago, it was prevalent. Somehow you pulled your horns back in only because people were starting to rattle the saber about how bad it is. And here it is again. Thievery. $200,000 coming out of my pockets and the collective taxpayers going to your self-gain coming up to this election. You couldn't have waited 2 weeks and put this out. This was premeditated. You should be ashamed of yourself. You know, in the beginning of the year, I stood up at your swearing in and I said, you know, your credentials are impeccable, very intelligent. What I didn't realize was that you're going to use your intelligence for some kind of evil agenda. And I don't like that. And that's what I'm saying. I'm very angry. This solidifies my thinking that you guys are just bad news. You don't care. Maybe you'll get fined for this, but then you'll be elected through the primary and you'll laugh it off. That's definitely bad thinking. That's a devious agenda. And this is why I'm standing here. This is why I'm angry. Because you guys are thieves. And this solidifies my thinking that you guys are thieves. This is premeditated. You should be ashamed of yourself. Thank you.
Madam Chair,
Yes, Vice Chair.
just for the record, I believe Governor Christie's also running for re-election. I think he was on the cover.
Thank you. Tamara Cranford, I always love the pithy comments because you just dig your hole deeper. Yeah, it's very calculated. Also, who's in here is Senator Raymond Lesniak, who's in a hot contested race. He's got about 6 photos, as well as does Senator Scatori, who also has a contested race. Again, there's absolutely no good reason why this has to come out right before the election. It's obvious what you're doing. And you're funding the alliance, I think it's $237,000, and I believe you're paying for the postage on this. I can't verify that unless you want to do that. But this costs about $25,000. I don't know how much Kane University is putting into it. I don't know what benefit this has to the public. I commend the young lady that came up here and thanked you for honoring her. And you're very good at honoring people, but I hate the way you use them, how you get them to take photos with you. Instead of honoring them and focusing on the work they did, they're called here to stand and pose with people that are up for election. And you have one of those photos in here. There's really nothing in here celebrating the wonderful residents of Union County. This is disgraceful. And I wish I could share with you the emails and angry phone calls I get when you send this out. This is actually helpful to the Union County Watchdog Association because this raises awareness of what's going on. So you're helping us raise awareness about how bad things are here.
Just coming out of what I was saying, in the response to my ranting about, you know, they're all thieves, Hudak injected from the dais. He said, well, Chris Christie is on the front page. I chuckled at that one. At least, you know, he did have a quick comeback. I got to admit that. However, you know what? Chris Christie did not know that he was going to be in the Union County directions a week before the election. The freeholders and Scatori and the rest of them knew exactly what was going on. So Christie's, you know, Christie has nothing to do with it. They stuck them on there probably to try to justify what they're doing. But the public, the viewers, we know better. They are thieves. We all agree.
A lot of conjecture in there, Bruce.
What?
I don't think if I mentioned before, but I don't think Governor Christie, if this was meant to be a campaign piece for Governor Christie, I don't think he'd be standing next to Jim Creevy unless he wanted to do a contrast. But I don't know. I'm in marketing and I look at this and I've been involved a little bit with campaigns. I understand like what you're trying to do before a campaign. And I just know I've gotten a ton of emails and phone calls and people are mentioning this to me. By a ton, I mean, you know, different people in different places. Enough to think, you know, this is helping actually Union County Watchdog Association's cause. we've written about this for years now. We've documented the costs and the abuse of it, how it is targeted to come out right before election time. And so people that are involved with the Union County Watchdog Association certainly pay attention to it, and they get incensed by it. You know, it's kind of helpful to us, and if you just look through it, it's really no information that's useful to the public. The ads are interesting.
Oh yeah, the ads, yeah.
You have a Union County College full page, you have Galloping Hill Golf Course full page.
All public money.
All public money except for European Wax Center, which is kind of bizarre. Maybe Lesniak got that ad, and I don't know.
That's a good plug anyway.
I don't know where that came from. That's just out of left field. But this is being paid for with public funds. It's all self-promotion, and it's silly. I don't know anyone that would pick this up and be interested in reading in it. And if they are familiar with how their tax dollars are being spent, it's just going to piss them off, basically. So I don't see how this is an effective use of, maybe that's why they use the tax dollars to do it, because if this would be a waste of their campaign dollars. So we're supporting the Union County Alliance with, I think, $237 annually. This costs approximately $25,000. I have to check, but I know in the past the county pays for the mailing, which is, I don't know, the bulk of it. I think that's a $20,000 bill to pay for the mailing. And again, King College, maybe I'll make an inquiry. I haven't done that in a while. I'll check out how much they gave the Alliance, as well as Union County College. But it's absurd. You have this Justino Bar and Grill. I think it was a private entity. Maybe not. I'll see if I can find out. Now, how this is beneficial for them to be advertising a full page ad in this. It seems like somebody got heavy armed into doing it. Anyway, it's interesting as always. Union County Directions newsletter.
Waiting for the presentation.
Your tax dollars up.